Hello, good evening, students. Let us try to understand receptor as drug target, student. Receptors as drug target. Okay, dear student, how can you be able to understand this receptor as drug target? With the help of diagram, we will try to understand here, student. They are saying receptor are the proteins that are crucial to body communications process. Okay, receptor are what, student? They are the protein, student. Here they are given that is these are the protein, and they are saying that is they are crucial for communication process. Majority of these are the embedded in the cell membrane. Okay, majority of these are embedded in the cell membrane. So here these are the cell membrane, student, and okay, they are embedded in this. They are saying receptor proteins are embedded in the cell membrane in such a way that their small part processing active site project out of the surface of the membrane and open on the outside region of the cell membrane. So their binding sites of the receptors are out of the cell membrane. You can see, student, it is the outer surface of the cell membrane. These are there. Now, dear student, what they are saying, in the body masses between the two neurons, and that between the neurons to muscle is communicated to certain chemicals. These chemicals are known as chemical messengers. Okay, now chemical messengers are received at the binding site of the receptors. So these are chemical messengers. They are receiving the, these are the what is, student, these are known as what, that is, receptors. Okay, so these chemical messenger are getting the, attacking to the binding site of the receptor, that is protein. The accommodate a messenger shape of the receptor site changed. Receptor change here is the C very narrow, then it is getting changed. This bring about the transfer of message into cell. So this chemical messenger transferring the message into the cell. Thus, chemical messenger gives message to the cell without entering the cell. So only it bind with the sites, student. It is binding with the sites and giving message to the cell. Okay, through the what, student? Through the receptors. Okay. So E number option, they are saying a receptor receiving the chemical messenger. B number, shape of the receptor change after the attachment of messengers, and receptor regain structure after removal of chemical messengers. So what they are saying is, student, there are large number of different receptors in the bodies that interact with different chemical messengers. These receptors show selectivity for the chemical messengers over the other because their binding sites have different shape, structure, and amino acid compositions. So these were the how they interact, student. Let us have a look over this, student. Okay, drugs that bind to the receptor site and inhibit its natural function are called the antagonists. It is called the antagonist. These are the useful when blocking of the message is required. These are useful when blocking of the message is required. Okay. There are other type of the drugs that mimics the natural messengers by switching on the receptors. These are called agonist. Okay. What are agonists? These are the useful when blocking of a message is required. There are other type of drugs that mimics the natural messenger by switching on the receptor. These are called an agonist. These are useful when there is lack of natural chemical natural chemical messengers. So when you talk about students, so you will find that is the, you know information is traveling through the chemical messengers. So drug that bind to the receptor site and inhibit the natural function is called antagonist. These are the useful when blocking of the message is required. There are other type of drugs mimics the natural messenger by switching on the receptors. They are switching on the receptor, These are called the agonist. These are useful when there is lack of natural chemical messenger. Now we will study the therapeutic action of the different class of drugs, student, in the next video. In this video, what we study, student, receptor as a drug target. So receptor are the protein molecules. They are taking the information, student. Okay, they are chemical messenger. They are accepting the chemical messenger, and information is given to the cell membrane. Thank you so much for watching, dear students.